Trained service dogs or been involved in training service dogs for the past 20 years, and I've also trained dogs for animal-assisted therapy, and I've taken dogs to visit people in the hospital and to visit at nursing homes, and the interaction that people have with animals, that bond is just there's no other way to describe it. I mean, it's just wonderful. And my best experience was that we had a man who'd had a stroke, and he was a pretty young man. He was in his 40s, and he had a dog at home, and he was in the hospital. He was in a coma, and he hadn't moved for 2 weeks or something. And I brought a puppy in and put it in his lap, and his arms started moving like he was petting the dog, and he hadn't moved. That was the first time he moved in weeks, and everybody ran and got the doctors and brought him in there. So.
Well, I am an administrative director for a home health agency, which specifically works with seniors in the home, providing nursing care and therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and yes, our nurses and therapists talk about it all the time. They're patients who have pets in the home because most of the seniors are elderly and they live alone, or they live in assisted living facilities and they don't have the visitors and such, and pets give them joy, make them feel that they're not alone. It's a good thing.
I used to live in New York City. I worked at a hospital, and I had some friends their dogs had to go through an extensive training program to be certified to be a hospital assistance dog. And it was a very rigorous program where it was quite a few weeks. They had to get tested and they had to get approved. And then after the dog got approved, then once a week they would bring the dogs in and they would go to different units of the hospital. So I know one person went to the pediatrics ward and worked with the children. There was another person who went to the geriatrics ward and worked with the older people who were in the hospital. I know that they went to some of the psychiatric wards where people really needed to have some therapeutic use of the dogs, and they were able to use it for that purpose. And I know that the outcome of the program was very positive because the program started about 6 or 7 years ago, and since they started it, they've really grown that program because it was so effective and the patients were doing so well.